Hey everyone, Jordan here from ThatCarLife and welcome back to another video. Today, we're in my garage and there is something special in this garage that has happened behind the scenes that I'm finally ready to show you guys and I'm very, very excited. As you can see, we finally have a hoist in the garage. So this is very, very exciting. The S15 is sitting on the hoist at the moment. It is a 4-post hoist. And some of you keen-eyed viewers would have probably noticed that for a while we had that red 2-post sitting in here that wasn't bolted in. We're waiting to do it. But yeah, there was a whole bunch of dramas and issues with, getting approval to, drill it in the ground and this and that. Just a whole bunch of just stupid stuff behind the scenes, which we weren't able to actually install the 2-post. But with that in mind, we obviously had to think of a solution to, get a hoist where, you don't have to bolt it into the ground. And because of that, we thought of getting a 4-post hoist, which you can actually get freestanding. You don't have to bolt it into the ground. And that is what we have right here. So as you can see, we have a Jackaroo 4-post hoist. So it is freestanding, but yeah, it does the job. The car goes up and down with no dramas, which I'm going to show you guys. And the size is actually really good too. As you can see, it doesn't take up too much room. Like there's plenty of room to walk around here. I did get the installers to position it a bit closer to the right side. So at least one side will have heaps more room for, walking around and space to move around and stuff. Yeah, this side still has enough room for a tool bench and a bit more room to walk. And it still fits the desk in the corner where ThatCarLife support is just doing some work over there. Having a hoist is obviously awesome because it just opens up so many opportunities for, working on the car, being able to access parts on the car and places on the car that are normally hard to reach when it's on the ground. It also has the added benefit of allowing this 1-car space to be a 2-car space. If we raise this all the way up to the top, we can fit another car underneath, which means in the future, if we ever get another ThatCarLife project car, we have the space for it. It doesn't have to be rego, you don't have to worry about it being on the street, anything like that. We can have a proper project here, when we are finished with the S15. We can have another project here in the future, which would be sick. Yeah, the only downside to a 4-post, I guess, will be doing work to the wheels and suspension because, the wheels have to be on the ground and I guess on the hoist. So yeah, with the 2-post, obviously the wheels will be up in the air and you can take it off. So I guess that's the main downside. But I'm not really fussed. I'm just very grateful regardless that I even have a hoist to start with. Like it hasn't even really sunken in yet, guys. Like this time last year, the car was exposed to the elements in a carport. I've never had a garage in my life and now I've got this set up. So I still pinch myself. It doesn't feel real yet. And I haven't even started to do any real work in here yet. It's just been months and months of setting things up and getting to this point. But today will be the day where we put this hoist to use for the first time and do something to the S15. So you're probably wondering from the title of this video, what do you mean? What's wrong with the SR20? What's wrong with the S15? Well, having a look at it, guys, I'll show you guys from the top part first before we lift it up. I explained in my other video where I revealed my turbo setup and power mods that the S15 currently has an oil leak from the front timing cover, which I've had for a few years now. It's just been slowly getting worse. And I don't know if you can tell on camera, but if you can see down there, the whole front of the block is covered in oil completely. Underneath the car in the front, everything down there is just completely covered in oil. And obviously that's from the front timing cover, but I think I have another oil leak, which is coming somewhere from the back. I'll be able to show you guys clearer when it's up on the hoist, but the entire gearbox, or at least from the top of it, is covered in oil as well. So I don't know, it could be a few things. Could be remain seal, could be maybe rocker cover gasket. I don't know, it could be a variety of things, but we obviously need to get the car up and have a look. And what I'll also be doing tonight, guys, is I'm going to be servicing the S15 because I've been servicing it every 3,000 Ks and she's now hit that at the moment. Honestly, even if it wasn't, I'd need to service it anyway because I checked the oil the other day. It's very, very low, I think due to the oil leak, and the oil was black too. So I don't know how well you guys can see that on camera, but yeah, she's definitely pretty low, way under that second line there, and the oil is completely black. Yeah, she's really in need of a change. And the oil change shouldn't take too long because I'm lucky that I've got an oil filter relocation kit, so it's right there. And obviously with having the hoist, draining the oil should be a breeze. And big shout out to Lodger for giving me this stand, which I can use for, draining the oil on the hoist. So appreciate that heaps. It's gonna make life so much easier draining this oil. This is what I'm gonna be using. I'm gonna be using Penrite 15W50, and I've obviously got the Ryco oil filter as well. And then next to all my stuff here, I've got some air filters that are in stock at the moment. So if you guys want to cop some air filters, we have some on the shelf ready to send out, along with the A+ V2 Canon exhaust, which we are stocking. So yeah, these sold out very, very quick. And I've already ordered another batch of these, so they should come pretty soon. So if you guys want to cop one of these exhausts before they sell out, I'll link it down below if you guys want to check it out. All right, so now I'm going to put the car up on the hoist. So I'm just going to loosen up the oil cap, which I've been told makes it a lot easier to drain the oil. So I'll pop that right there. Here it is, guys, moment of truth. Let's raise this hoist. This is sick. So here's the S15 up on the hoist. This is actually so cool. Just having a hoist and having the Sylvia up here. This is honestly a sick moment. Anyway, now that it's up here, as you guys can see, there is quite a few stains of oil on the ground, which is not good. These are stains that have been dripping for quite a long time while the car has been parked. I'm lucky the hoist came with these drip pans right here. So that's honestly been a big help with stopping it from dripping on the floor. So this is from like a few months of accumulating slowly. As you guys can see, having a look underneath, the oil leak has been pretty bad. And yeah, I'm assuming that all of this is from the front timing cover because it's at the front of the motor. And yeah, as you can see, it's very wet over here. But having a look at the gearbox, guys, as you can see, it's also wet on the gearbox. And it looks like it's dripping down from the top up here. So I don't know if you can see, but up there, it looks like the oil is dripping down onto the side of the gearbox and coming down onto the bottom. And some of it may be from the front being sprayed down, but I do think there's another oil leak somewhere up there at the rear that is coming down here. Honestly, guys, I think it might be that like silver. I don't know if you can see that pipe with that silver wrapping right there. It looks like there's a lot of wet oil right on that. And then all the oil starts coming down from there. So I have a feeling the oil leak on the rear might be coming from that pipe right there potentially. But yeah, I guess I've got to suss that out another time and try and get, I guess, up close and personal with that. And obviously there's a whole lot of oil under here, which isn't really that safe. So I'm going to take it to a mechanic shop next week to degrease the whole car properly, like completely degrease and clean everything. I don't want to do that here because I know that degreasing it will drop a whole bunch more stuff worse than this all over the floor, which I don't want to do here. So what I'm planning on doing is just servicing the car now, getting the oil change out of the way, and then doing a proper degrease and clean on, you know, the whole engine and everything that's been completely covered in oil. And that way, that will allow me to monitor the oil leak a bit better for when I do fix it. It'll allow me to see exactly where it's coming from once everything's been all completely clean. So that'll definitely be another plus to, I guess, degreasing everything before I fix the oil leak. Well, that was eventful, guys. I totally butchered that.
Wearing grey too.
Yeah.
Just missed you.
I know. This was my first time using, I guess, an oil pan on a stand. So yeah, I don't know. I guess it was kind of a fail. I've got to clean that. You guys are probably going to roast me in the comments for that, but hey, you live and you learn. So as you guys can see, the oil is like fully black, which is definitely not good. So she was definitely due for an oil change. So I'm going to properly tighten up the sump plug now with the tool and yeah, move this out of the way. And guys, I made the biggest mess. Like I wiped and degreased, but yeah, I've got to move this out of the way because as you can see, there's a bit more oil underneath. I've got to clean up. But as I said, don't judge. It was my first attempt doing an oil change on a hoist. So yeah, I've got to get used to using this. So all I've got to do now is just tighten up that sump plug, lower the car down, change the oil filter and top this thing up with fresh oil and it's going to be sick. I'm very lucky that I've got an oil filter relocation kit. So it's literally as simple as just spinning off and putting on the new one. All right, old one off. We're just gonna dip some old oil. People say don't use your old oil, but it doesn't really matter. You've just gotta grease this up. There we go. So that's all greased up now. Spin the new one back on. Hectic. So that's oil drained, filter on. Now all that's left to do is top up the new oil. All right, so I'm gonna put like 3.5 in to start with. So I chucked in 4 liters of oil because it lists 3.5 for the car without the oil filter, and it lists an extra 0.5 liters with the oil filter. So that's why I put 4 liters in. So we're going to start it up, let it run for a bit. We'll check the oil and see what the level is. And if it needs topping up, we'll top it up. If not, we'll leave it. So we got the S15 running on the hoist now, so I'm gonna let it run for a bit, and yeah, I'm just gonna keep checking the oil level to make sure it's all sweet. But I'm very glad I got the oil change out of the way. It's a massive relief. So I just checked the oil level and it was filled right up to the top line, so it was absolutely perfect. So yeah, all the fresh oil is in there, she's ready to go. So yeah, I'm glad that I got the oil change out of the way. She's got some fresh oil in there, but obviously the only problem that we got to sort out now is this massive oil leak. Look at how bad the oil leak is there, just absolutely covered. So the S15 definitely has a lot more oil leaks. So obviously it has all that, and then the oil leaks that are on the back, on top of the gearbox and everything too. So yeah, getting this hoist is awesome because I could actually see all these different angles, and I was able to see that my SR20 wasn't in as good of a nick as I thought. I mean, it is just an oil leak, so it's definitely just fixable. The only problem is I've got to find out where the oil leak's coming from, and I'm hoping it's not nothing major like the rear main or something like that. So guys, I'm going to leave the video there. It was a bit of a quick one, but I wanted to show you guys the new hoist that we got because I'm very excited. And of course, I wanted to get that oil change out of the way. So I thought it was a good excuse to use the hoist for the first time. So yeah, it was honestly a cool experience using this hoist, and I can't wait for all the future work that we're going to be doing using this hoist. So yeah, I'm very, very keen, and I hope you guys are as well. So I'll leave the video there, guys. If you want to support the channel, the best way to do that is by liking, commenting, and most importantly, hitting that subscribe button down below. It does us an absolute solid. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time on That Car Life.